Hey, what's up, everyone? This is the KMN 1971 back with my comic book haul from March 2020. And man, did a lot of things change for the worse since my last comic book haul. Oh man, COVID 19, what an ass kicker. Um, Hopefully, everyone out there is staying safe and sanitized. I've never seen a pandemic sweep the globe like this in my lifetime, but hopefully, we can all just keep on working together and get through this because, I mean, the alternative sucks otherwise, right? So, fortunately for myself, I will continue working through this pandemic. I work for a healthcare company that produces medical equipment. So we're just going to keep on working right on through. So at least financially, that's one less worry that I have to worry about. So I have plenty of supplies. And when I was watching the news, I started, bulking up supply wise probably about a month ago. Fortunately, that included comic books. So, unfortunately, this was the last week that I will be getting current comic books until Diamond Distribution starts back up again, or DC seeks alternative distribution methods. But until then, I'm just bunkering in like the rest of you guys, aside from work, keeping my social distance and staying safe. And hopefully you all are too. So, on to a nice, fun distraction comic books. So, here we have Batman number 90, my only current ongoing DC title that I'm collecting right now, unfortunately. But it is a fantastic title. So, here's number 90 and number 91. Great Matina covers. Wolverine number 2, which one of the last books that just came out this week. But fortunately, the owner of my LCS gave me a call, so I was able to meet up with him for some curbside delivery. And I told him to give me his eBay store's name so I can at least try to throw him some business that way. He's actually really worried about the industry right now, and I can't blame him. So, anywho, X-Men number 8 and X-Men number 9. I've read all the books here. There's only 9 of them. And I haven't read the books that I picked up this week as of yet, though. I'm going to actually savor those, seeing I don't know when I'm going to have some new incoming books uh, at my disposal. Immortal Hulk number 32 and the giant size number 33. That'll probably be the first one that I crack open. Conan the Barbarian number 14, and finishing off the current books, The Rise of Kylo Ren number 4, which turned out to be an okay story. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was a great Star Wars story, but most story arcs right now are like 6 to 7 issues made for trade paperback, and sometimes those stories could feel like they have some padding in them to so they can get to 7 issues. This story, however, I actually wish was a 7 issue miniseries. I was actually wanting more story, but for what I ended up getting, I was pretty happy. All right, moving on to the back issues. You have Justice League Dark number 9, and all of these books, the usual format, probably $2 to $5 until I get to the key books when I'll let you guys know where I paid a little bit more. So Justice League Dark number 9. This is where John Constantine joins the Justice League Dark team. Dark Horse Comics number 7, a little minor Star Wars book that I wanted. This was the first time that Dark Horse Comics published a Star Wars story, and it features the first appearance of some abstract Star Wars character that I don't know, can't remember her name at the moment. Excalibur number 31, which features the brother of Krakoa from another mother or something like that. I don't know. Detective Comics number 549. And the reason I picked this up is actually not a Batman oriented reason. This actually contains a backup story by Alan Moore, a Green Arrow backup story by Alan Moore. And any kind of DC, mainstream DC superhero universe stuff that Alan Moore did in the 80s, I have to read it. So this is one of those rare occasions that I didn't know about this one. So looking forward to reading it. I also did a little bit of work on some Bronze Age titles that I like to work on from here and there. So here we have Captain Marvel number 44, number 48, number 49, which is actually an upgrade from my copy, And number 51. Another great blast from the Bronze Age, The Defenders, number 47. Now, this story arc happens to feature an early Moon Knight appearance. And it also, as a bonus, features some very early Keith Giffen artwork, which was really great. I mean, this was before he started to implement that Kirby-esque style that he implemented into his artwork in like the late 1980s. Defenders number 48. Defenders number 49. And the Defenders number 50. Even in the face of a pandemic, you gotta have some Bronze Age in a KMN haul. All right, getting into some of the better stuff that I picked up. Oh, well, actually, this was the last $5 issue that I picked up. This is Epic Illustrated. I believe it's issue number 27. This is the second part of the Last Galactus story by John Byrne. So I would like to pick this up, even though I'll never be able to finish the story because it remains unfinished. But as a John Byrne fan and as a Galactus fan, and as an old school Epic Illustrated fan, I'd like to pick these up, especially at only $5 a pop. And look at that cover. Incredible. Okay. Now, getting into the books that I paid a little bit more than $5 for. Actually, I'm lying. I still have two more. I am so unorganized. So, All-Star Squadron, number 25. This is my second copy, and this is one of those underappreciated comics. This is the first appearance of the group Infinity Incorporated, as well as all of these characters. It's best known for the first appearance of Jade and Obsidian and Nuklon, who later on became Atom Smasher, who are kind of rumored to be in the upcoming Black Adam movie, or at least Atom Smasher is, I believe. Also features the first appearance of Lita, who was turns out to be the mother of Daniel, who became the second Sandman. So, first appearance of a super team group, numerous characters. Most of the time, you can find this book for like $10 and under, $10 tops, I think. So, pretty good. Goes a little bit more. Goes for a little bit more than that online. Here's a jewel in the rough. The Flash, the fastest man alive, number 289. And this features the first artwork from George Perez at DC Comics. He actually illustrates the backup Firestorm story. So George Perez, he's pretty much one of my top 5 favorite DC icons of all time. One of my all-time favorite artists, just based on his tenure from the new Teen Titans, Crisis, Wonder Woman. Talk about a guy that left his fingerprints all over the DC universe. So, great book to have. I think this book, I paid $5 for it, but I think it goes between like $10, $15, maybe even $20 online. But I think you can still probably snipe it at a deal like I did. All right, finally, the books that I paid a little bit more than $5 for. So, Secret Wars, number 114. This is the last issue of, What If, number 114. And this is the last issue of What If, Volume 2. It also features the first appearance of Captain America and Rogue's daughter, which I doubt will ever be used again. But I liked it because it was the last issue. Finally got around to picking up a copy of X-Men Annual, number 14, the contested first appearance of Gambit. Also a newsstand copy. This is a book that I've owned like 3 or 4 times during my tenure of collecting, and I've always gotten rid of it and sold it off. But I think it's back in the PC for good now, for the foreseeable future. Another book I was really happy to pick up, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, number 62. Actually, I want to say I paid under $5 for this one too. Oh wow, I did not order these books properly. Anyway, issue number 62, and this is the last issue of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from Volume 1. Pretty hard to find. I'd actually been looking for this, and this happened just to be in a random long box with miscellaneous things in it, and one of my LCSs, and not even priced or in a bag or board. Has a couple of 2 or 3 spine ticks, but for less than $5, I was really happy to pick it up. How about a little silver? Captain America, number 122. Captain America versus the Scorpion. Sweet. Tales of Suspense, number 82, featuring the first appearance of the Adaptoid, who I believe ends up becoming the Super Adaptoid. Submariner, number 19. This features the first appearance of Stingray. The Witching Hour, number 13, which features just this killer Neil Adams cover. I mean, this is just... I had no idea about this book. I saw it in someone's haul probably about 3 years ago on YouTube, and it always stuck out. I forgot the number, but I just happened to be flipping through at another LCS that happened to be having a 65% sale, and I ended up picking this up for, I want to say, like maybe $6. So, great stuff. Has like a little bit of waviness right in the top, not in the top corner, but almost towards the top of the cover. Like someone dropped, there was a drip of something that fell on it, but that could be pressed out eventually. But other than that, this is like very fine plus. Love it. All right, last three. So we had George Perez's first work at DC Comics. Here we have Weird War Tales number 64, which happens to feature Frank Miller's first work at DC Comics. Sweetness. I keep on seeing my reflection off the my lights. So, really cool. I have Frank Miller's first work at Marvel Comics and DC Comics now. I believe his first artwork in general was in an issue of Twilight Zone from Gold Key, which I would like to stumble upon someday. But for now, pretty happy to have it. Frank Miller's probably, well, no, definitely in my top 5 all-time favorite creators. So he hasn't had a hit in a long time, but just based on his past hits, he'll always be a Hall of Famer in my book. And speaking of Hall of Famers, we went from Frank Miller's first work at DC Comics to Stan Lee's last issue of The Amazing Spider-Man number 110. Talk about an iconic run. Obviously the most important Spider-Man writer in the history of the character. And aside from Fantastic Four, probably his most respected and collected run on his most popular character. So Amazing Spider-Man number 110, Stan the Man Lee's last issue on this historic run. Very happy to pick this up. Also features the first appearance of the Gibbon. So there you go. Great stuff. Sweet Bronze Age right there. And my last book for the haul, What If, number 105, the first appearance of Spider-Girl. Little character that I've been specking on for, I don't know, I just have a feeling that she'll pop up in the next Spider-Verse movie or whatever. This was also a favorite character of my brother's. Back in the 1990s, my brother loved Spider-Girl, X-Man from the Age of Apocalypse, Generation 13, all that stuff. So, and I used to read that stuff too, so it's pretty cool to finally pick this book up. So I paid a little bit for this. This was definitely the most expensive book in the haul. Probably, I want to say like $60, but is in stellar condition. So that's all I have for this month. As far as comic book pickups go, I will be digging out my top 50 back issues to take part in the community tag that's currently going around. It'll be interesting to see how it's changed since the last time I did a top 50. And I still have enough comic books for probably another 2 more hauls, up to probably haul number 75, and then I will start doing some comic book collection spotlights. I unfortunately, because of the copper scare earlier in the year, and now with the COVID-19 pandemic, I think this has really kind of hit the community kind of hard. There are definitely, or at least the algorithm that I'm getting anyway, definitely seems like there's less content out there, definitely less new YouTubers in the community. So I just want to try to put out a little bit more content from my end, hopefully give you guys something to watch while you're pent up in home quarantine. As I said, I'm still working Monday through Friday, and just staying home on the weekends. So I'll need something to do too. So until next time, stay safe, stay sanitized, and yeah, thank you for watching, liking, and subscribing. Take it easy. See ya.